And this transmission of wisdom comes from a natural need. We, whether we are beginners, most of us on the planet, we are beginners or advanced practitioners, because we've started, like, for example, in 2012, on the scale of like life of Mother Earth, the planets, the solar system, and the universe. Like, it's nothing. Like, I started like 12, 13 years ago. It's just a speck of light. Okay, it's a candle that lit up thanks to samadhi experience, the eighth step of yoga out of 29 total. It's only the beginning. So imagine the suffering. I mean, we don't imagine like what I'm talking about. We don't need to imagine. Observe, just like with honesty, ourselves and around us. Like, people who have not experienced samadhi yet, the level of suffering is unbearable because they have no explanation. Uh, from childhood, they've been bashed by the school system, by corruption of like governments, the corporations, the media, all of the system, and it's craziness. And children that we should protect, the first victims, because they absorb everything, starting from even before birth, like in mother's womb. Like, they're sponges, and if we give them crap, their life will be like that. So our responsibility, because we were in that situation before, should we perpetuate that nonsense and that cycle, that of like vicious like nonsense? It's a vicious circle. It's like the serpent who bites its own tail, like the dragon, and just like throws fire at themselves. Um, children, young, middle age, or old, we're still children. Whether we are in mother's womb or 99 years old or 40, soon to be 42 slash 13 for me, birth-wise or samadhi-wise. Whether I talk to 9-year-olds, like my friend from the south of France, he has a daughter, 9-year-old, and I I talk to them almost every day right now, and their questions are deep. Like, what do we do to protect her? What about school? She's learning this and that. One teacher is like crazy, and one teacher is pretty good. And they don't even live in a big crazy city. They live in a remote area close to Perpignan, in the southern department of France. That's 66 Pyrénées Orientales, close to the border with Spain, and on the 15 kilometers from the sea. And they're not in Paris or like a crazy like cyberpunk city, where like extremes are like creating huge pressure on the people, and still they have the same problem as everyone. And with my tricultural experience of living mostly in France, where I was born, in America, where I was a stepfather for 12 years and had a business, and I was married and then divorced, and in India, where I spent a lot of time, also Malaysia and all the countries too, but mostly my tricultural experience like sums up by that triangle on the map: France, the US, India. It's like a very nice wide triangle. I've visited so many countries thanks to my photography job, and I have so much time and freedom now. I can do as much research as I want. From my parents' place. So if my parents didn't have a little bit of sanity and did not protect me, did not give me life, I wouldn't have that freedom. So first we give pranam to our parents and gurus, teachers, guardians, and icons. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Universe, and all the living beings on this planet, whatever race, caste, color, creed, gender, age, religion, whatever background. We are one family, and then we can work deeper, ask ourselves some serious questions about life, like who am I, what do I want, why do I want it, what is the purpose of life, what is the relation between what I want, what I'm doing now, why am I here on this Mother Earth. Like, we have to ask ourselves those questions, and naturally we do anyways. Everyone I talk to on this Mother Earth, whether they are 9 years old or 12, like my nephew, or my neighbor's son, Timeo, who is in middle school right now. My nephew also, like in 5e, I think. It's like the second year of middle school in France. My niece is 19 years old. I have an older brother who's 4 years older than me. I have a younger sister who's 4 years younger than me. And yeah, I have my parents. My grandma is still alive physically. She was born in 1933. So in May, she's going to turn 93 years old. It's quite intense. So yeah, and I've met thousands and thousands of people and made friendship with so many people on the planet, whether they are from my childhood, whether I met them in kindergarten, like François René or Yves, or whether I met them in middle school, or like Emmanuel, Julien, or yeah, Thomas, Romain, Mathieu, and first love and first discoveries, and also first big trauma because of the torture from school. Being a good student, it was very hard for me. The level of pressure about the corrupted system, like, it really destroyed my youth, and I found shelter in nature, photography, and some addictions very early, like video games. But yeah, I balanced it thanks to nature. Like, I started taking small alone trips by bike, mostly going to the forest and exploring the area of Comblaville in Seine-et-Marne and the forest of Sénart, whether there was snow or rain or day or night. Like, I took so many pictures. Started with silver film camera, the old school way, and then went to photography school, and all these things changed with the digital world, and we switched to like digital cameras. And then I started opening my business when I was like 17 years old. But I had my first clients even before that, like taking portraits for my brother's band. Yeah, that was fun. And portraits for friends and brother's girlfriend at the time, family members, school friends, and then beyond that. And then went to photography school in Paris, lived the craziness of life in Paris, but the effervescence also, like as we say in French, like the bubbly life, exciting but dangerous, creative but chaotic, and always constantly being pushed around and shoved like a, like a bubble in a water tank. It's like you're traveling constantly, but you're not aware of it, and all the decisions we take in life, they are guided by higher consciousness, but we're not aware of it, like what we call our intuition. It's basically a connection from our soul to the universal cosmic universal soul, but we're not fully connected yet, so we're not really aware of the reality of what's going on. So then we think like physical, we give value to like random things in life. But anyways, yeah, going back to saints in the world, whether they are alive or passed away, we can learn a lot from so many people. And I gave the example of Miyamoto Musashi, but there are so many examples like alive right now also. Just we need to get out of our house, like explore, ask ourselves the right questions, and we'll have the right answers. Like it's in all the holy books. So yeah, I was looking at my life while walking, like looking at the sunset earlier. I realized like I can take pictures, and even if it's my job, nothing replaces like the purity of what we experience with our real life. Nothing compares to that. In the end, we're alone, but we are connected to everything. And whether we think there's hope or not, it's not our decision, but our practice will define our reality and the level of quality of our reality. I give you an example, like because of my trauma and all my problems from birth and all these things, I wanted to commit suicide at some point in my life. And if you're watching this, I want to give you hope that it's not bullshit hope. I'm talking from my heart and from my experience. I've seen families torn apart in so many countries because of like suicide at any age. Like, When you look at the statistics, like people in the police and veterinarians, like are in the top 5 jobs where they commit suicide. But I think they don't talk enough about teenagers. Teenagers who commit suicide. And when you talk to families whose child, a teenager or young adult, like from 11 to 17 or a little bit older, like they just deleted their life or they tried many times. Sometimes they succeeded, sometimes they did not. It's not a success. It's not, I say succeeded because their plan was to eliminate their life, and they could not tolerate, they could not bear their own existence. The gift of life was thrown away because of despair and the chaos in our lives, the 5 C's against the 5 P's. The 5 C's, following the order of the 5 elements we mentioned earlier, for the earth element, water element, air element, fire element, and space element, in this order, the 5 C's that are perpetuated by the system and the education system that's corrupted. It's comparison and confusion, number 1, the earth element, comparison and confusion. Number 2, the water element, is confusion. This is how we start drowning people. So first we compare ourselves with others, this competition and jealousy and all this narrow-mindedness, like all these seeds start to grow and mold like what the system wants us to be, not what our inner child wants to be. The inner child already gets destroyed, like already from step 1, but then step 2 we get confused. That means our vision is blurred, like troubled water. Then the third C of the 5 C's is the air element. It's the criticism. We start criticizing ourselves, others, pointing the finger, blaming, excuses, some aggression, verbal, physical, mental, psychological. So the torture begins from childhood. Picture that, because we don't need to picture it, it's reality. We don't need to imagine, it's our reality. And our children are the first ones to suffer from it. We did, and we wonder what happened to us. This is why. Because after that, fire, the 4th C of the system, and the fire element energy, is craziness. La folie. It's a circus of craziness, like, you know, what you see in the Hollywood movies. The message they want to give us is the more crazy, the crazier the better, right? But it's real life, like, that's cool. It starts, children become crazy, they start like having problems from like 9 years old, 10 years old. It's 12 years old when I was young. It was like from around the age of like when the hormones start to, you know, be active. But because the hormonal system like gets awake like way earlier, and it's earlier like for each generation, like children start suffering from an earlier age. And then the 5C builds up from all the other C's before, and we reach chaos. in the space element energy, the ultimate form of nonsense after the craziness, it's chaos. And just look at society, how sick it is, and how much like chaos there is. It's artificially engineered. And the good news is we don't have to become a human time bomb, as Swamiji Sanyogyo Mashankar Maharaj Ji says. We don't have to commit suicide, whether we're 12 years old or 40 years old, like whether we've been like bullied or by the school system, felt imprisoned or being abused in different ways at any age, any environment, or whether it's like school, work, family. Society has like a huge responsibility in our suffering, but the good news is individually we can start like planting the seeds to reverse the 5 C's and turn them into a flower that will bloom. So how to do that? I will check the file that we compiled, so I give you accurate information. Because to reach the 5 P's, we have to transition with some practical things, simple practical things we need to remind ourselves. And so thanks to the Universal Peace Center Association based in Lachipur, West Bengal in India, we've had the full method mapped out. You can ask me and send it to you by email, WhatsApp, or Facebook, Instagram. But this is invaluable, very simple, invaluable information with some keywords, and just print and get the imprint in our system as long as we take the decision first that we want to learn like a child, we can overcome any obstacle. So I'll give you proof. Don't believe me blindly. Don't believe us like take everything for granted. Like just test it from your own experience. And I'd be surprised if it doesn't work. But yeah, as we say in the internet these days, prove me wrong. But we're not doing like a how do we say that, like a trendy thing. But yeah, prove us wrong. Try to prove us wrong, like test it out. Actually, it's not a trendy like formula. It is timeless, because trends are temporary, but timeless wisdom, which is a pleonasm, like it's like to go up upstairs. It's an exaggeration, saying the same thing with 2 words. Pleonasm, figure of speech. So finally found it. The infographics states 5 C's, the 5 P's, but in between we have things to develop. Okay. So first, to cut the first C, which was comparison and competition, we have to develop communication. So that category is like a positive counter, like a ahimsa technique, summed up by one keyword to practice. Comparison and competition, and all the 5 C's are the work of the mafia system. The engineered, artificial problems to destroy young and older children, to destroy the comparison and competition. We need to develop communication. That means quality communication. And then we reach the first of the 5 P's, the 5 pizzas or 5 pakoras, depending on if we're Italian or Indian. So to destroy the first cookie, the evil cookie of the earth element, negative energy, we have to go to the plus, expansiveness, quality communication, develop. And then we reach the neutral magnetic field, which is patience. So minus counted by plus to use as fertilizer, we take the SHIT, we develop something, like okay, there was a seed, okay, it's not working, like all that jealousy and that nonsense that starts from childhood. Start being aware, and we develop communication, like how can I fix that? To start to expand, search for solutions. And the solution is patience. This is the first P of the 5 element energy. Follow? The second P, and the second category was water. So I'll share the infographics. So the tab is in 5 parts. First column, complete. We went from cut the comparison competition, develop communication, and reach peace. Now, after Earth, we reach the second column, the second energy element, the element energy of water. To cut confusion, to cut the evil cookie of confusion, we have to develop clarification. And all the water will be crystal clear. A little bit of poetry for you, right? Why not? Cannot we have fun with deep, timeless philosophy and wisdom? This is real knowledge. Real knowledge leads to wisdom. And by developing clarification, the first P that we reach is punctuality, because water is punctual. Like drops of water, it's punctual. So by cutting confusion, because we develop clarification, which was the expansive expansiveness, the plus. We reach the zero and the solution, the black hole of our body and universe, which is punctuality. Third category, air, the third element, energy. After comparing, having competition, confusion, we were criticizing ourselves and each other. So that was the thing we need to cut, the negative thing we need to cut, part of the 5 C's. In the air element, it was criticizing because it goes with the water element, like the information, how it's spread inside and outside, like the air element. But if we use it negatively, it's a big problem. So that's the negative pole. The positive pole is develop contribution. We contribute to ourselves, we contribute to family, we contribute to work, business, non-profit, social work, could be paid or not paid. Like, we should think like beyond those temporary human values, and we need to think with timeless values. Contribution is a timeless value, positive for every dimension of our life, whether physical, emotional, mental, psychological, economical, spiritual. Contribute and no expectation, with the heart of a child. Same solution, simple all the time. So we cut air element column in the air element category. We cut criticism, or a sword. I don't have one with me, but we cut with the sword. Special effects, careful. And by cutting the criticism, because we applied the positive formula to destroy it and transform it, we developed contribution. What is the result of the process from criticism to contribution? Is perfection. Air element solution, part of the 5 P's. After earth, patience, water, punctuality, air is perfection. So you see the first 3 elements, if we practice them, like we develop communication, we reach patience. We develop clarification, we reach punctuality. We develop contribution, we reach perfection. These 3 things alone will get us the benefits of the other 2 elements that are even more powerful. That means how the universe is beautifully built and designed by the universal cosmos is we just need to start the work like baby steps, and automatically we'll be pushed in the right direction, and with less efforts, simple life, like a child, we will reach to the higher steps that we'll describe now. So fire category now, even higher level element to explain after. We cut the craziness, right? For the fourth C here was the craziness, la folie in French. And that craziness yeah, I don't think we need it anymore. So what do we need to do to develop, to transmute it? We need to develop conclusion, because we developed communication, clarification, contribution. So automatically we reach to a positive conclusion. And automatically we destroy the craziness. Simple. What do we reach? The zero, neutral, like, result. Purification. We say fire purifies, right? Purification by fire. This is not like the physical fire, like all the elements, they're not only the physical form. The energy is way more subtle than this. It's based on the light that's solidified into atomic and molecular vibration. These are the elements, energies. They're present in the mother's womb, in the universe, Mother Earth, the whole universe. Like there's a ratio. Space element now. Last category, the closest to light. Space element. If we went deep into the rabbit hole, a negative pole of the mafia system, we reach chaos. And people may commit suicide, kill ourselves, each other, destroy everything, physically, emotionally, mentally, like high level torture. And like this is huge danger, like why society is so unstable and beyond crazy. It's chaos. And that it explains why like so many things are wrong in society, because we follow the wrong system. But if we develop something, we can easily destroy chaos. What is the positive thing to develop is creation. It's in the image of God, you see, or the universe. Whether we believe in God or not does not matter. Like on time, we will not need to believe, we will experience it as truth. And in simple childlike manner, I would say that a child naturally wants to create something, like wants to protect life, wants to draw, wants to learn things. Like if we don't destroy the kid's dreams, like a kid wants to do so many things, like so full of life. Like most of the time adults are overwhelmed, because children have so much energy that the adults like are taken aback, and like, they can't follow. But if we meditate, if we have more energy, if we match their energy level, so